Hey, how's it going on YouTube? Welcome back to yet another amazing video, and in this video today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can boost FPS, fix lags and stutter in Resident Evil Requiem dropped recently. This video will be covering all of the best PC and game settings, so make sure to stick around till the end of this video, and with all that said, let's get started with the intro. Okay, step number 1 is the best Windows settings, and for that you have to search for settings on your PC, and once you're over here you have to come down to personalization, head over to colors and then disable transparency effects. This will help you to disable unwanted animations on your PC, helping you to get extra FPS, and this will basically help you to make your windows appear much smoother. Next step is heading over to the gaming section, where you'll have to find game bar and disable that. Since it is an overlay service, you don't really use it. Disabling game bar will help you to gain extra FPS. Come back to gaming, head over to game mode and enable it, as it will help you to optimize your PC by turning things off in the background, helping you to save useful system resources. Then enable graphic settings underneath and then enable optimizations for windowed games, as this will help you to reduce input latency by using advanced features in compatible games. And after that you have to click on add desktop app button over here and go to the download location of your game. Select the re9.exe over here, select add, and once that is added, scroll down to find the game, select the game and make sure that the GPU preference is set to high performance. This will make sure that you are utilizing your primary graphics card to render the game. Next, you have to head over to Windows Update section and make sure that you're always up to date, because Windows keeps on bringing bug fixes that might be causing issues with your FPS in the game. Next step is Compatibility Settings, and for that you have to simply open up Steam, right click on your game, select Manage and then click on Browse Local Files. This will take you to the download location of your game. Find re9.exe, right click on it and then select Properties. Then click on compatibility and select disable full screen optimizations. After that you have to click on change high DPI settings and select this option, and this will fix any black screen and stuttering issues if they are being caused by this setting being disabled.
If you want to make your games more interesting, I want to introduce you guys to Xmodhub, which is a hub for all sorts of story type games, since it has a library of mods, trainers and other tools. It will make your game interesting and more fun. Xmodhub has a library of 5,000 plus games, with new titles being added every single week. Please select your game and start customizing it using the trainers right beneath that. You can also find mod tools for your games right over here that you can install it with just one click. Just follow these simple notes over here on how to use it and you're good to go.
You can simply use the trainer to apply infinite health, infinite ammo, just like this over here. As you guys can see, I have 41 bullets right now, but instantly it goes up to 99999. That is how I like it. You can also use it to change the game speed just like that, and it's just so instant. It's very fun using this.
It also has a ton of game services, including popular mods, interactive maps, FPS, Graphics Pro and other options over here to optimize your game experience as well. Once again, if you like Xmod, check it out for free from the link in the description below. Select redeem coupons over here and don't forget to use my code BareFox. Click on redeem to get extra 35% off on your membership.
Okay, next step is de-animating Windows, and for that you have to simply search for adjust the appearance and performance of Windows, and once you are here you have to select adjust for best performance. Then click on save taskbar thumbnail previews, show thumbnails instead of icons, show window contents while dragging, and smooth edges of screen fonts. Once you're done selecting them, click on the apply button on the bottom right section to make sure that these settings are saved. It will basically help you to reduce all unwanted and unnecessary animations from your PC while only keeping the useful ones enabled. Alright, next step is setting up your virtual memory, and for that you have to click on the advanced tab. Under the virtual memory, click on change and deselect automatically manage paging file size. Then select a local disk C and select the initial size to 1024, that is essentially 1 GB. After that you'll find maximum size, for which you have to open up a calculator and then multiply your installed RAM on your PC with 1024. I have 32 GB RAM, so I'll multiply that, and then you have to multiply this value with 1.5 to get this new value. This is what you have to paste in the maximum size, that should be 1.5 times more than your installed RAM. It will act as a headroom for your RAM. If your RAM is completely utilized, it will then use your SSD as a temporary RAM to make sure that your game doesn't suffer with performance issues. Click on the OK button and select apply on the bottom. Next step is disabling unwanted background applications, and for that you have to simply search for edit group policy on your system, and once it opens up, double click on computer configuration and then administrative templates, then Windows components and then app privacy. Here you'll find let Windows apps run in the background. Double click to open this policy up and set it to enabled. Once the policy is enabled, then you have to select force deny in the options tab and then click on the apply button, and this will deny all of the applications from running in the background. This will help you to save essential system resources and make sure that your games run better. Next step is disabling Sys-main, and for that you have to simply search for services on your system, open it up, and over here you have to type in S on your keyboard until you find Sys-main. Then for the startup type, make sure that this is set to disabled, and if this service is already running, click on stop over here and then click on apply, then OK, and this will disable Sys-main, which is actually prefetch, and on the longer run this service consumes up to 15% of your CPU and RAM resources, which you do not really want. So try disabling this and see if it helps you improve your FPS in the game. Next step is cleaning up your shader cache, and for that simply search for disk cleanup on your system and open it up. Select your local disk C, and once you are here, select DirectX shader cache from this list. This will clean all of the compiled shaders and force the game to recompile, and that will help you to get rid of unwanted issues caused by corrupted shaders. Don't forget to click on the OK button and then select delete files to run this over here. Next step is creating a restore point, and for that simply search for create a restore point and then click on the create button and name it RE over here just so you can remember it. And I would highly recommend you guys not to skip this step if you want to restore all of your settings back to normal without any data loss. Once that is done, simply click on close and close system properties. The next step is Resident Evil Requiem FPS pack. I will be leaving a link to it down in the description below. Here you'll find in 6 folders designed to optimize the performance of your system. The first one is CPU priority, in which I have left AMD and Intel CPU priority, which helps you to optimize the performance of your CPU by setting up the correct DWORD values in the registry. If you have an Intel CPU, you can double click and apply the Intel CPU priority, and if you guys have an AMD CPU, you can double click and apply the AMD CPU priority. Second folder is RAM optimization, where I have left all of these optimizations according to your system. I have 32 GB RAM, so I can double click and apply this registry right over here. You can find your RAM and apply it for your system, and once again I have also left a reset to default right over here. Third folder is Resident Evil Requiem priority, in which I have left above normal, high priority and normal priority. I would recommend you guys to leave your PC specs down in the comments below, and I'll be telling you guys which priority you need to choose right over here. Fourth folder is disable unwanted services, where I have left all of these services which are absolutely useless but they're still running in the background, consuming your useful system resources. Disabling them will help you to improve the performance of your system drastically. You can double click and disable all of them, and once again I have also left a revert to default just in case you want to turn them back on. Fifth folder is batch tweaks, in which I have left these 3 batch tweaks. All of them you have to run them as administrator, and this will help you to fix your RAM usage, CPU usage and unwanted input delay. Last is the programs folder, in which I have left 3 very useful programs. First one is clean temporary files. You have to right click and then run it as administrator. Select yes, and once it opens up, press enter on your keyboard, and this will delete all temporary files, and I would highly recommend you guys to do it every now and then. Second one is MSI mode utility 3.0. You have to right click and then run it as administrator. Select yes, and this simple software will help you to optimize the performance of your graphics card. Simply find your graphics card in this list, click on the MSI button next to it, and for the interrupt priority, select high over here. Click on the apply button on the top right section, and this will make sure that your interrupts are being handled on a higher priority, optimizing the performance of your graphics card. Lastly, you'll find Pro PC Optimizer. It is a very solid menu based PC optimization tool where you can type in command 2 all the way up to 9, and this will help you to optimize your Windows, your drivers, your CPU, GPU, power plan, RAM, USB and external devices, unwanted background services, and your cache. Once you're done applying all of them, press E to exit, and then you can simply close the FPS pack. Now you guys can drop into the game for the best in game settings. Okay, once you're in your game, press your escape key and then head over to options. Then head over to graphics, and under the display tab, make sure that your display mode is always set to borderless window. Also make sure that the vertical synchronization is set to off. You can then head over to the image tab, and then Over here you'll find all of your PC specs right over here. You'll find a screen resolution, go with the highest available for your monitor. Frame rate I have gone with variable, but you guys can always limit it if your PC doesn't allow variable frame rate. Motion blur I have kept it to on, but you can actually disable a motion blur over here. It is actually your own personal preference as it doesn't have a really big impact on the gameplay. Ray tracing should be turned off. Hair strands, you can disable it if you have a super low end PC. For the graphics quality, I have kept high over here. You can change it according to your system. Upscaling quality, I have gone with custom. Lighting and shadow quality, I have gone with custom over here as well. To make it to custom, you have to click on advanced settings over here and come down to the graphics quality, where texture quality is set to high. Texture filtering quality, I have gone with anisotropic 8x. Anti-aliasing is TAA. Mesh quality I have gone with standard. Screen space reflections I have kept on. Subsurface scattering you guys can go with low. Lens distortion is your own personal preference as it doesn't have a realistic impact on the FPS. Depth of field you can turn it off. This will help you to gain extra performance. Then under the upscaling technology, if your graphics card support it, use DLSS or FSR or FSR 3.1. All three of them will help you to gain drastic performance boost. Upscaling mode I have gone with performance, but you guys can go up to quality over here. And frame generation I have gone with NVIDIA DLSS 2x. For NVIDIA reflex low latency, go with on plus boost. And then come down to lighting and shadow quality. For particle lighting I have gone with on. Volumetric fog resolution, go with lowest. Lens dirt you can go with off. Lens flare I have gone with standard. Shadow quality I have gone with high, but you guys can go with normal. Contact shadows you can turn it on. Ambient occlusion go with normal. And VFX quality I have gone with low, but you guys can set it to high if you want that. Once all of that is done, you can go back and enjoy your game with the highest FPS possible. So guys, that was it for this video. I hope I could have helped you out. If I could have, make sure to do leave a like and smash the subscribe button, as if we are really close to 250,000 subscribers. Your sub would definitely be appreciated. I will see you all in another amazing video. Until then, stay tuned, keep watching BareFox, and peace out.